That's our idea behind smart design. What I'm actually going to do is show you a real live demo of a real live device. So what I have here is prototype hardware, and I'm going to hold this up so you can sort of see a camera shot. In the hardware, down at the bottom, we see there's start, search, and back. And what I'm going to do, on that screen over there, it's going back to sleep, on that screen over there, we're projecting the video output from this phone. You see that white dot? That's my finger and where I'm touching it. I'm going to slide up the lock screen, and here we are looking at start. So what you're seeing over there is exactly what I've got on my phone screen here. It's a projection from the phone. And I'm going to walk you through some of the experience. As I mentioned, what you're seeing there, we call live tiles. Think of these as they're sort of super icons that have a connection to the internet, so they update to tell you what's going on in your life. Up in the upper right, that's my people tile. And those pictures you see are the actual photographs of your friends and contacts coming from lots of different services, including social networks like Windows Live and Facebook, but also your Exchange contacts and the contacts that you store with your web-based email. As I scroll down, you'll see there's the Outlook icon that tells me for my corporate mail I have one new message, but I can use this phone for life as well as work. And if I'm using Hotmail or Yahoo Mail or other web services, I can have a live tile available for those too. My calendar gives me glanceable information to see what meeting I should be going to and where it's at. Oops, that was an accidental touch on my part. And as I scroll down, you'll see there's the Pictures tile, which automatically shows me recent pictures I've taken or synced. The Games tile has my Xbox Live avatar, and further you see there's tiles on there for the people I care about most. If I scroll down here all the way to the bottom, on the lower right, that's my wife. It's her Facebook profile. She uses a picture of one of my twin daughters. And so I can keep my wife right up on the start menu of my phone. And when she updates her photo or updates her Facebook or Windows Live or other social network status, it shows right there on the live tile, so I'm always up to date with what's going on. And of course, this doesn't just customize itself automatically, as you're seeing here, but you can customize it manually, so it'll be a great expression of who you are. So let's take Kim Akers up there in the upper left. You know, maybe Kim's been a friend of mine, maybe we've had a bit of a falling out. I can press and hold on the tile, and if we're not BFFs anymore, I can just touch the broken heart and say goodbye to Kim. Goodbye, Kim. And maybe what I should do, you know, the right thing to do would be to take my wife, and we'll move her and put her up here in the spot where Kim was. And now, that's as simple as it is to customize these live tiles. And you can put lots of things on here. You can put people on there, which is an obvious thing to do. You can promote applications as a live tile, and then they'll give you data and information. You can promote a playlist of the music that you most want to listen to. All those things are possible. Now what I'm going to do is jump in and show you some of the experiences that are built into the phone. I'm going to jump to the calendar first. And you'll see here the calendar provides multiple views. There's a day view, there's an agenda view, which shows me all of my appointments in sort of list form. And one thing you might notice is that in this screen, oh, I lost my connection. Sorry about that. There we go. Sometimes we lose the video connection. So I'll tell you again what I'm showing you. Here's the calendar in agenda view. And the items in red are my personal meetings on a Windows Live calendar. The items in blue are my work meetings on an Exchange server. And we support this theme of your work life and your home life coming together on the phone in an elegant way. I can switch over here to day view, and now I'm looking at all my appointments in sort of a time-oriented view so I can see how long they are. Down on the bottom of the screen is an element we call the app bar. It's sort of like a toolbar that centers all the commands for an application in one place on the phone, with the most common commands at the top. But anytime I can pull it up and get extra, slightly more advanced commands, it's a way of keeping the user centered so they always know where to go to find functionality. I'm going to touch the month view command right there. And we're going to navigate to month view. You see the nice animation that shows me the day I came from, and if I choose another day, we'll zoom right in and get the view of that day as well. Now what I'm going to do is scroll down. You'll notice I have the press conference here at 3. There's a little bit of time I have to meet and talk to some of you, and then I have a meeting with Steve at 6 p.m. So let me jump in here and show you some of the other ways we've thought about trying to make the design smart and anticipate what people want. So this is a meeting that actually my assistant set up for me on my Exchange server using Outlook. And the second line there, the line in orange, is actually the address for Microsoft Iberica. This is our offices here in Barcelona. And she just typed that in as text. What the phone does is it detects phone numbers and addresses throughout the user experience, in the browser, in your email, in your calendar, and it automatically turns them into hot hyperlinks so you don't need to select, copy, navigate, and paste. That's a lot of steps for a phone. We wanted to make the phone streamlined and smart. So in this particular case, I can just touch that link where the phone has recognized the address, and it's jumping off to the built-in experience for mapping Bing Maps on the Windows 7 series phone. And now the Bing Map experience is subsequently showing more and more detail. As I zoom in here, I'm just touching the zoom, the phone will be connecting to the service and pulling in ever more detailed tiles of the area I'm looking at. I can pan around here. I'm going to keep zooming in a little bit. And what you'll see in a second is the map getting smart about how it changes its visualization for what the user is likely to want. As I get close in to street level, the map changes to show me satellite photography of this particular area, so I can really get a sense for what it might look like when I actually get there. And as I pan around, you see the detail fading in with ever more clarity. This map experience, as well as a bunch of other places on the phone, not only support that sort of, I was zooming by touching with one finger, but as you'll see, I can get my 2 dots on there, and I'm doing a pinch zoom to zoom out, and I can zoom out, and I can zoom out, and zoom out, and so on. So we support multi-touch and all these rich multi-touch gestures throughout the experience in a way that's consistent with the Windows 7 PC multi-touch experience. If you get a Windows 7 PC that has touch, and then you get a Windows 7 series phone, both support multi-touch in the same way. And again, down here on the bottom, you see the app bar, which lets me get directions or do more advanced commands like showing the traffic or turning the area view on and off. Not particularly advanced, but it's a nice way of organizing things so the most common things, the highest priority things, are seen first and are up on top. So now I'm going to go back. I was looking at my map, and you'll remember I was looking at my calendar. Now I'm thinking, okay, now I know where the address of this place is, and I'm going to go back to my calendar, and you'll note I've got some free time there at 5 p.m. So what I want to do is think of a way that I can use my free time. I will tell you, I've been here rehearsing this for a while, as you might imagine. I have really not had that much time to get any lunch, and I'm pretty sure that when I'm done, I'm going to be hungry. So here in Spain, I'm a fan of sushi. I'm not really sure where to go to get sushi. I touch the search button. It's button and hardware, super easy to navigate. And here I am in the Bing search experience. So I'm going to type S-U-S-H-I, go. And now Bing is doing a search based on very little information that I typed in, sushi. And yet, the Bing as a decision engine is trying to help me be effective in what my task is. In this case, I want to find a place to go have sushi. So Bing was smart enough to return the results in local form first. And if you look at the results, the way the results are displayed is very intentional. The first thing you see is a map of these places all put together. And I can touch that and navigate to the map and see where they all are. Or, as I scroll down, the rest of the results are shown as a list. And the list is sorted by distance. So I can see the sushi restaurants that are closest to me. Now, even more, if I want to pick one of these, I'll choose Sushi Films. I'm not sure what that is. The Bing engine tries to provide enough data, so with instant touching, you can find more about each one of these places. Now, here in Spain, we have not filled out all the data for these items. I want you to imagine more stuff, which is what you'd see in the US, and as we fill the service, you'll see that here as well. I can get directions to this place from here. I can dial the phone number. If I pan to the right, I can read reviews. And on the back end, Bing is filling up with reviews from lots of different partners like Yelp, so that reviews are available right here instantly as you look at each item. I can pivot over and look at places, businesses that are near this one. So here's a list of nearby businesses. So if I want to find parking or a bank to get cash, the service is optimizing to make those tasks really easy. So